In 1989, upon the edge of a new decade, the artist formerly known as Davy Jones...
Now, exactly who's been cruel to you?
Well, I think we're all fairly tolerant, but for the last 2 years we've had comments like "darling" and...
embarked upon a brand new project, under not his stage name, not even in fact his real name, but a band name, Tin Machine.
How are you all getting on? Is it all working out all right, Tin Machine?
We have colour problems.
It's just a daily state of mind. Released on the 22nd of May 1989 through EMI America Records, it was the culmination of recording sessions coming out of a period of frustration as the decade that Style forgot had led Bowie down a creative path of stagnation.
Why didn't I do a solo album? There you go, that's a more interesting thing. Why didn't I do one? I really thought that I'd come to a block in terms of what I had to say. After the 1983, with Let's Dance, I found that I was in a real dilemma because for the first time in my life I was sort of an accepted, almost establishment artist, and up until that point I'd been something of a cult artist, you know, sort of a cure figure of the 70s. And so it was a real change for me. And I felt sort of indifferent about it all. I really didn't feel that I was fitting into that too well.
And critical assaults by that great arm of the Fourth Estate, the music press.
3, 2, 1! Happy New Year, everybody!
Would the changing of the decades renew the world's faith in this currently jaded megastar of popular music?
Disorienting symbols which add up to some collective message which is not at all agreeable sometimes.
Probably not.
I think our music is actually closer to if they didn't play music in the elevator and you just listened to the sound the elevator made. That would be more like Tin Machine.
In addition to Bowie, essentially the star, the lineup of this slightly contrived creation consisted of Reeves Gabriels and Kevin Armstrong on guitar, and brothers Tony and Hunt Sales on bass and drums.
Were tiny, shining objects. Glass, beads, dewdrops. One could almost call it an altar.
The whole project came out of a meeting with American Gabriels through his Glass Spider tour, and the two formed a collaborative partnership. The Sales brothers had worked with the chameleon-like rock star in the 1970s, and he decided to hire them for the new band. Hiring Tim Palmer, they began recording in the previous year at Mountain Studios in Montreux, Switzerland, and later at Compass Point Studios in Nassau, Bahamas in the spring of 1989.
Give me some proper music.
Although very much in the shadow of its star frontman, Bowie made every effort to have the band function in a democratic fashion, with the songs coming from jammed instrumentals, with Bowie improvising lyrics over the product of these creative sessions. And he also encouraged members to take the lead in interviews.
We first met David about 12, no, over to about 15 years ago.
First time, but then we worked together about 12
And then
years.
we worked together 12 years ago. We did the Less for Life album with Iggy Pop. And we've kept in touch over the years. And one night I was just out and someone told me that David was going to be at this get-together somewhere. So I thought I'd drop by and say hello. And I dropped by and said hello, and he said hello back.
Releasing their first album under the band name on the 22nd of May 1989, it peaked at number 3 position on the UK charts, and then sadly sales quickly dwindled. Bowie then went on a solo tour and starred in the much-forgotten Linguini incident.
I've hit on 2 of the lunch waitresses already. Hello, I love you.
Ever since the limited success of David Bowie's last album, Tin Machine, the world has been holding its breath for the follow-up.
Tin Machine is Bowie's latest experiment in back to basics. Strictly speaking, he's just one of the boys in a band, a 4-piece lineup.
According to Bowie, the new record lacks some of the urgency of Tin Machine 1, and tracks like Shopping for Girls have a bigger horizon to them, sonically.
We traced the band to a very sweaty rehearsal room.
The band regrouped following his departure from EMI Records in 1990.
One Shot, the first single from Tin Machine 2, the new album featuring David Bowie.
And the product of their new studio output led to a second album, imaginatively titled Tin Machine 2, released on the 2nd of September 1991. Like many sequels, it fared less well than its predecessor. And amidst rumours of Hunt's possible problems with drug dependency that was never verified, the band came to its ultimate demise.
So I was very wary of doing a solo album until I really felt a need to do something as a solo artist. And that's why I fell into the hands of Reeves Gabrels and the Sales Brothers, and got into a group situation, which I adored and had wonderful times with.
The 80s bands that had left something of a vacuum in the 90s were filled with boy bands, girl bands and grunge, dance stuff and Britpop. Bowie at that time was regarded as an artist connected with other decades, recording several albums that didn't manage to capture the public's imagination, also lending his hand to music for the 1996 film Seven. And being unlucky enough to be the fictionalised target of the largely uninspiring 1998 Velvet Goldmine.
It doesn't really matter much what a man does with his life. What matters is the legend that grows up around him.
Brian Slade was the wildest rock star to come out of London.
The biggest thing since Sliced Beatles.
His influence, however, could be felt in many of the other younger generation's output. But it took another 10 years before people began to fully appreciate his particular creative brilliance, with Bowie seemingly being rediscovered by all and sundry in the noughties.
Where are we now? Where are we now? That hidden